Welcome to Visualeer. By choosing Visualeer, you will now be able to manage, store, share, and distribute your media content using our global cloud-based architecture. My name is Lance, and I will be leading you through today's demo on how to create your first project. First thing we do after uploading the media is moving over to structure. Structure essentially is the point or part where I'm able to define what the layout of my property actually looks like. This will be used across the different publishers that we have, and I will get back in a moment to what it actually means to be a publisher. But essentially it's a layout or a setting that we want to define for our property. So let's start off by creating our first area. If you're a hotel, this could be a room or a room type. It could be your lobby. It could be a restaurant within the hotel. It could even be an outdoor area like the swimming pool area. We're going to call this the bedroom, as I have images that are related to a bedroom. We're going to create a secondary area, which we're going to call the lounge. Again, this is because I already have images that are related to the lounge. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I want to basically assign these images to the correct areas where they belong. So this is really, really simple. It's deciding which image you want, right? So we're going to start with the bedroom. Click, drag, and drop onto the plus. Setting the name, right? And initially the name of the image will already be presented for you. You may change it if you want. And confirm. So let's do it again. So let's take this as an ensuite. So click, drag, drop, name, and confirm. Last time for the lounge, click, drag, drop, name, and confirm. Now we have no longer got any images left in this left-hand side, which means we've used all of the available media that we have. It's just a nice way for us to understand that we've used everything, right? There's no work left here. Next up, what I want to do is I want to create some sort of linking strategy between my bedroom to my bathroom. So we have this small disk image here, this icon. I'm going to click on that, and this is going to bring me through to the page that allows me to actually add, edit, and define the different markers that I want to use for navigation. So let's get going with that. First things first, I want to choose the marker type. I want to choose navigation. You have different types of markers. Essentially, consider them three-dimensional VR icons, right? So they're really interactive icons. And I'll show you what interactive means in a moment. By selecting the sphere, we want to go from the bedroom to the bathroom, right? And here you see the interactivity. It's actually an icon that rotates. It truly is a three-dimensional object that's being placed in your image. So now the icon is in the wrong place, or not where I want it to be. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to click it, drag it, and move it to the place in the image where I feel comfortable. So let's keep going around. Let's go around some more. What I want to do is I want to move this close to the door here, because I know that the bathroom is around about here. Let's place it over here. I'm moving a little bit too far. Okay. Right. Now, for those of you who noticed that initially it had a name at the top, and we now no longer see that name, that's because this image has actually rotated. Again, this icon is a three-dimensional 3D object that is rotatable and editable. So what we should try and do now is turn the image so that that text is now facing us, right? As I'm moving the yaw, you'll see that this is turning, right? And you can feel free to play around with the roll, the pitch, and make these icons really yours. Now that we've set that up, I'm going to save, and I'm going to go back to my structure. Now that I'm back in my structure, I want to create a... Now that we're back in our structure, we want to create a link from the bathroom back to the bedroom. So we're going to do the same process. Clicking on the disk and getting into this area. I'm going to select navigation, and this time I'm going to use a different icon. We're going to use the disk icon. We want to go to the bedroom, and here is my disk icon. I'm going to grab that icon, and again, we're going to move it to the door. The door is actually behind me. Initially, we were just looking at a mirror. So let's keep rotating. Now, sometimes using the disk doesn't really make sense if you find that you have a lot of white walls or white floors. The disk is very easy to lose visually. Now, again, we can see the disk, being a 3D object, has actually rotated itself, and we're now looking at it almost from the side. So again, I'm going to rotate the yaw so that we can straighten out the disk to actually face us. I'm going to move the disk down to the floor, as the disk generally makes more sense to be on the floor. Right, so let's place it just over here. And we can play around again with the pitch. We can move it a little bit to face us if we want, to be at the kind of at the same angle that we would see that the floor is at. Let's move the yaw back to the center, because that makes a little bit more sense now. What I'm actually going to do is not put it on the door. I think it's better to have it on the floor. So, now, you see, there it's white. It's a bit difficult to see it, so in this case, I'm actually going to leave it on the door. Okay, I'm happy with the way that we set it up. Let's save and head on to the next thing that we need to do in order to set up your project. The next thing that we need to do in order to set up your project.